NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
We know how.
It is an issue top of mind with tonight's presidential debate and election day approaching. The security of our elections after proof of foreign meddling already. Thank you for joining us for the Nightly Check-In. I'm Catherine Garcia. The concerns come after the FBI's sweeping report that Iranian intelligence was responsible for recent emails designed to intimidate voters in Florida. Those emails instructed registered Democrats to switch to the Republican Party, and the emails were spoofed to make it look like they came from Proud Boys, a right-wing group that became a talking point during the first presidential debate. We spoke with a local cybersecurity expert who recommends adding an extra layer of security to your account by creating two-step verification.
Let's say you've got one of these emails, right, and you don't have that turned on, and your password has been in one of the password dumps on the dark web, then one of these actors could potentially go into your email and start forwarding that on your behalf. When we're scrolling through social media, we want to be critical of what we're actually reading. It's very easy to impulsively press the share or the retweet button, but it's important that we stop for a second and we say, okay, is this credible? Where is this coming from?
The FBI says Russia has accessed voter information as well, but intelligence officials have not seen the same level of activity from Russia compared to Iran. With tonight's final presidential debate, make sure to head to NBC7.com. We'll have a complete fact check of each statement made by President Trump and Democratic challenger Joe Biden, as well as the key takeaways to remember before Election Day. The FDA has approved the first and so far only treatment for the coronavirus in the U.S. It is remdesivir. The antiviral from Gilead Sciences was previously granted an emergency use authorization. That was back in May. A large National Institutes of Health sponsored study has found that the intravenous drug helped shorten the recovery time for some patients in the hospital. Remdesivir was one of the drugs used to treat President Trump when he contracted the virus earlier this month. As some students head back to the classroom, San Diego County health officials are now tracking the number of COVID-19 exposures at school. In the most recent data, 4% of more than 2,000 recent cases were contact traced back to school-related exposure, including at universities. While county leaders say there's no single event that's pushing the rise, they don't want people to have their guard down.
More time, more presence will mean more exposure, and more exposure will, without question, lead to more infection.
Many school districts have implemented measures to prevent the spread of the virus, including taking temperatures and enforcing mask wearing. Some students are even testing their students. Cloudy and cool means we're in for a cooling trend. Here's Dagmar with a look at when we might possibly get some rain.
Your Friday will be absolutely beautiful out there if you like fresh fall weather. By that I mean temperatures continuing to drop 1 or 2 degrees as we head into the weekend. Breezy westerly conditions out there, leaving you in the upper 60s and low 70s under partly cloudy to at times mostly cloudy skies for the coast. Inland valleys, mid 70s, partly cloudy. Mountains, a few clouds. You'll be in that low 70 mark. And the deserts, you're now looking at the upper 80s. The cool down continues with a possible chance of rain on the way. But for now, enjoy this Friday.
NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. We know how.
Bill Howe is a family-run company that is as diverse as their services, promotes employees from within, and gives back generously to the San Diego community.
I am Bill Howe.
I am Bill Howe.
We are Bill Howe.
We are Bill Howe.
Because we know how.
With conventions canceled and some of San Diego's most popular attractions closed, hotels are getting creative to try to get some guests in the door. A lot of them are simply lowering their rates, and they're adding new incentives, including the Marriott Marquis San Diego Marina. After seeing an uptick in people visiting from around California and Arizona, the hotel came up with a Parents' Day Off package. It comes complete with a 2-bedroom suite and supervised field trips for the kids.
People want to have fun, they want to socialize, but they want to do it safely, and I think San Diego provides that for people.
The most recent numbers from the Tourism Authority show occupancy is at about 54% right now. Compare that to 77% at the same time last year. Despite the dip, we're still doing much better than most parts of the country, coming in just behind the Norfolk, Virginia beach area and Houston. That's going to do it for our nightly check-in. Have a good night.